Okay guys, Swiss Mois di Lani Python di Nada Sana. Actually, in this session you are going to learn how you can autofill your whole form by using JavaScript. I was just making an assumption like you have maybe you have a medical or healthcare system whereby you usually register your patient. Okay, so when the patient come for the first time, you register a patient and store his or her data in your database. So the next time when a patient is coming, you don't need to fill manually your form because her information or his information is already stored in a database. So what you can do is to use the power of JavaScript to match her or his name. Then if his name or her name are matched, then you autofill your whole form. You don't fill the whole form manually from the scratch. Okay, so this should be happen only at the first time. I mean, when the patient, I don't know what case will make you to implement this functionality in your project, but for the first time when you put in your data into database, that's where you will need to manually fill the whole form. But the second time, as long as you have information, you can match by, here I've tried to match by names, you can match by phone number, you can match by whatever as you do. So this is a quick demo. As you can see here, I can type here Moses. You can see my name, Moses Noel, and once I select it, you can see the whole form is autofilled with my name. I just created a reset button so as if for the case user has mistaken to autofill the form, can reset. Okay, let me say the patient on my desk is someone Jordan. So here you can see we have already we had in a previous, okay, in the previous time we had a patient with the name Travis Jordan Scoot, and we had the Mike Jordan. So you can select any, right? So that's perfect. This is actually what we are going to do here. You can see how amazing. I don't know what are you waiting to subscribe for my channel so as you can get some amazing video like this. But also I taught a video on how you can automate MySQL backup with the power of Python. So please check out my video. I also lectured how to deploy Django on Apache. Please check out the video. I also lectured how you can deploy Django on Nginx server and Unicorn. I have a lot of stuffs. So let's go to the class. So I'm using XAMPP as my web server. As you can see here, I have already installed XAMPP, and the two services running is Apache and MySQL. Of course, I had no reason to make MySQL up and running because I'm only using Apache, right? Make it clear. So I can show you where my project is. So this is local disk C, this is XAMPP, htdocs. Here there is a summary, you can see. So inside the summary there is a file with the name doctor. Okay, so create a file within summary folder within htdocs. After that, I'm using VS Code as my coding editor, right? But before we proceed, let me show you something here. Okay, before we proceed, okay, I want to show you something. I want to use this, I want to copy this JavaScript object before I delete. Okay, before I delete everything in a file, so as we can start with a blank page. So let me copy this. Perfect. So Let me paste it here. I want to start with a blank page so as you can have such a logarithm learning in the background of your mind. Like how do we start? Okay, and how do we get there? Perfect. So let us remove everything. Boom, something like this. Then after, I think this is for HTML. Okay, something is missing here. Okay, let me do something like this. HTML. Perfect. Let me copy this and I paste it here. So here we go. So under the crossing HTML tag head, we need to copy this link. Okay, we need to copy sources. We need to copy this, the links. For jQuery UI autocomplete and Bootstrap 5. I'm using Bootstrap 5. If that's okay with you, perfect. So after that, what we need to do here, we'll then have let me do something like this script. This is a section where we'll actually put our JavaScript source code, right? So that's script. We then need to create Bootstrap 5 form. So here, let me do something like this. Document.ready. So when the document is ready, I mean when the page has successfully loaded, we'll need to actually load our JavaScript source code. So here, let's say when the page has successfully loaded, let us console.log, say ready. Hi, ready. Perfect. So let's go on our browser, try out to refresh. So once I refresh here, nothing you can see, but when I click inspect, go to console, you can see hi ready. So if you get an error, to output this or to console log this message, I'm 100% sure that you have yet linked your page with jQuery. Okay, so check out how you can fix it. It's just to include this online link. If you're not connected to the internet, please connect. But if you know that you cannot connect to the internet when you're doing this, you better download the offline jQuery file. Okay, that's perfect. So after that, the next thing we need to do here is to actually design our form. Okay, we need to design the patient form, how the form will look like. Okay, so here we go. But the key issue is I will also consider some very minor information like page responsiveness, so as the page can be responsive to any device. Okay, so this is like this is actually like JavaScript plus Bootstrap as added advantage. So here I'll put div. So div will have the class of container, perfect, max. This is perfect. Then after, inside we need to have another div with a class row. cross row. Okay, we needed to set the padding top as 3. This is perfect. Let's say hello world and see how it looks like. Okay, once you get back here, refresh, you can see hello world. Perfect. So let us create our form here. Search by name to autofill the form. That's a message to show to, the receptionist registering the patients. So ID is the ID should be username, I think. The type is text. The class is form control. We needed to add the last thing, which is placeholder, search by names. Okay, this is coding step by step. Div class call. Let us copy this and paste it here. So when we get back here, okay, you can see search by names, and the message is search by names to autofill the form. Perfect. What we're actually going to do here is let us copy from here up to here. Perfect. Then after, press enter. Copy this input, paste it here, paste it here. Then after, this should be the ID. This should be f name. Okay. Okay. First name. This should be middle name. ID is m name. ID is l name. Okay, this should be middle name. Also here, this should be last name. Perfect. Then after, what we actually need here to do is to remove this. And I would like to put margin top is equal to 4. Let's check out how our form looks like. You can see here there is a first name, there is a middle name, and there is a last name. So after that, we need another column. Okay, we need another row, not column, and our row will be for phone number. I think it was age. Phone number, email. So let us copy from here up to here and paste it twice. Perfect. So here we have, this should be age, this should be phone, and this should be email. This should be email. Okay, so here age, this should be age, this should be phone number, and this should be email. Okay, let's go for the last row, which consists of a region, area, and a street. So this is going to be region, this is going to be region, area, this is going to be street. Perfect. So let's change here on placeholder. This is, it should be for area, and this should be for region. That's perfect. So here we go. The last thing we needed to do here is we needed to add the first of all, let's check out how our web page looks like. When you will refresh, you can see we have first name, we have middle name, we have last name, age, phone, email, region, area, and the street. So the last thing we needed to have is we needed to create the two button, and that's button for submit and the button for resetting. Okay, so let's go and add the two Bootstrap 5 button. Street is okay. So we have this. I would like to copy this. That's perfect. Then I paste it here. Don't know where exactly to place these two buttons, but this should be submit with a cross. The cross should be bit.n primal. Okay, so let us add another button. This should be for resetting, so reset, and the cross of this button should be success. Perfect. So what's happening when oh, that's perfect. Think this is the right press to put on our button. So let us remove everything from here. I hope you guys with me. and no one is dragging behind. So here let us add the ID, and we can say reset form. Perfect. So this is reset form, and it will clear the form once the user has autofilled the form with mistaken patient information. Okay, something like this. This is a masterpiece. So let's go in JavaScript. Let's go and dive deep in there and I use JavaScript. So before we start the heart of this tutorial, or the core purpose of this tutorial, let's implement the reset button. So the ID is form reset dot click so we needed to select the form. This should be patient form. Perfect. Add event. So prevent default. So we don't want the page to reload when we click reset form. So you can see here we reset patient form. So here let us add the form. So this is our form. This should be ID. ID is the patient form. So let us copy this, cut, and paste it here. So our form ends there. So let us refresh. Before we refresh, you can see here search by names. Something is mistaken. There is typo. So let us say it's not a big issue, but makes our page look attractive. So refresh here. What is happening? Oh. So refresh. Okay, that's perfect. So here I can say Moses. So when I click reset, you can see if I type, okay, let me type Noel here. Once I click this button, it also resets. Oh, anyways, you can see we are able to reset the form without the browser to refresh. That's perfect. So now let us go to our business. Okay, so we need a function, JavaScript function. So here say this is function. Okay, so this is JavaScript function, and inside our function we actually need something like this function. That's perfect. So this function will be executed when user start typing something on the field of username. Username.autocomplete. Perfect. Here I needed to copy this JavaScript object. You can replace with your own, but don't mess up with this name, source, and a label. You can change all of this information, but I would recommend you to maintain this as constant names. Okay, so here I paste JavaScript object, then after select username dot val ui dot item dot label. So let us copy this, and here let us say this is fname ui item fname. Perfect. So let's come here, refresh, let's click and see on console if there is any error. There is no error. So let me say Moses. You can see Moses. Once I click, you can see I'm able to fill the form. That's end game. So let us copy this. Okay, 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So here this should not be fname, this should be middle name, this should be last name. So this is middle name, this is last name, this is age, there is phone here, also here there is a phone. After phone there is email, there is a region, here there is a region, there is a region. After region there is area, there is street. Okay, there is a street here, there is area. Perfect. So that's how it should be. So here, final line. Perfect. I think we're done. So when I come here, let us cross this. Let us refresh. Let us reset the form. Perfect. So here, if I say Jordan, you can see there is Mike Jordan. I can reset the form. Perfect. Noel. There is Moses Noel. Mike. There is Mike Jordan. So perfect. This actually sum up the end of our today's session on how you can autofill the form by using JavaScript when a patient or any chosen name, maybe it's a current phone number, it's a current email. When it is mentioned, you can autofill your form. This is actually the power of JavaScript. There is no lie, JavaScript was made for front end, so most of everything you think they are done, okay, they are possible to be done because JavaScript is made for front end. So thank you so much. Asante sana, muchas gracias, muito obrigado, merci beaucoup, Kamza Hamida, Aita. Don't forget to like, put comment, share, and subscribe. I hope to see you in the coming tutorials.